Everyone, today I've come to talk about the issue of black hair or African hair or hair of African descent. And as you can see, I'm wearing my hair in its natural form, and I've been doing this for many years. However, it has not been easy, as I've faced some comments, questions and criticisms for wearing my hair the way it is. Why don't you have good hair? Why do you wear your hair the way it is? Why? Lots of questions. However, they don't come out of the vacuum. When you look at the history of black hair, you will realize that straightening of African hair started with slave trade, where when African people were taken to those countries where they worked as slaves, those who straightened their hair were seen as better adjusted, and they were better accepted than their counterparts. And we all know that when African hair grows, it grows upwards. So straightening it is like we are opposing the nature. It's such backgrounds and such comments that made people to come up and started addressing the issue of natural hair. And when you look at countries like United States, they started what they called the Black Hair Movement, a movement that aims at encouraging black people to wear their hair in its natural form to avoid being exposed to chemicals. Yes, a lot of women use relaxers, use various chemicals, and these chemicals are having horrible side effects on their bodies. Today, the hair industry is one of the most booming industries in Africa. And in other countries, I don't know if they name very well what products are in those relaxers and what chemicals, what are in those relaxers. But many countries don't even care to outline what is inside those products, and even the users don't even care to read what chemical am I putting in my head. When we look at races today, people of African descent face challenges with hormones, and some theories have it that it's because of the hair products people put in their heads. Though it's not yet confirmed, but yes, maybe we can assume so. Being accepted with your natural hair is still a struggle, as we are struggling because we are seen as not conforming to the generalized standard of beauty. And it's not only because I've traveled to different states, and it's not only in outside countries, but in Africa as well. One time I was in Uganda, my home country, and I went to the shop to buy something, and I was with my brother. So I wanted a dress for my daughter. I pointed at the lady was sitting down, and I pointed at the dress, and I told her I would love to have that dress for my daughter. And then she looked at me, she looked at my head, she looked at me as a whole, and asked me, will you be able to pay for that dress? And I was like, Why? So my brother told me, you know, the way you are looking, she maybe thinks you don't have money. And it's later I remembered that yes, sometimes my hair is taken to mean poverty or cheap or whatever the case it may be. However, but since I know the history of black hair, I don't take these comments personal. But I wonder how a lady who maybe is from the village or is not aware of this history, how she feels when she's confronted with such negativity or with such a feeling. Sometimes people will tell you openly that you need to do more to look beautiful with your hair. Others will just ignore you, or others will try to accept you. Though those are the very few, because most of the time you will hear those comments. Why don't you look after your hair? Why is your hair like that? Don't you have money to look after your hair? A lot of things like that. It's these feelings that are making me come up, and maybe other people will help me, and maybe companies will help us give a platform to sensitize people of African descent, or to sensitize women that you still look beautiful when you've not straightened your hair. We need a hand to help us sensitize the public that an African lady is still good without her straightening her hair. Let her keep her hair in its natural form and embrace that lady wholeheartedly. Though this is still a struggle, as you all know, it's something that is very sensitive politically, socially, and economically. This is a very big industry that we are talking about. Yes, looking good is okay, but are you supposed to look good at the expense of your health? That is the question. And I would love to hear from you. What are the challenges you faced as a black lady or as a black person by wearing your hair in its natural form, just like the way I am? Thank you very much.